Hi, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching with the help of Academy Sports Coach 2025. I want to talk to you about a session I've designed today to work on throw-ins. So if you guys remember back in the day when Liverpool had their title run, which is looking very much like it's going to be the same this year for the end of 2025, there's big hype around their set piece coach, specifically the throw-in coach, and how they utilize throw-ins as a set piece, and how that they integrated that in their team, and it was big news. And then you see today Arsenal with their set piece coach, and specifically with corners. So they're kind of becoming a much more popular concept and idea that it is kind of an untapped resource in terms of the game. It's, you throw in, the ball goes out, someone throws it in, not too much thought about it. Once in a while you have a foul throw for a professional, and you're like, how? How could you, you're paid this much money, you can do a throw in. It's kind of, it's not something that is seen as something that can be a bonus. It can only be, just a continuation flow of the game or things like that. But again, like when Liverpool made that run, there was a whole different change in ideology and how we view throw-ins. And it's something that we see players make mistakes, especially at the young age. We see a lot of standing around. We see a lot of foul throws. We see not really kind of know where to go, or throwing into pressure, or throws at the person's waist so they can't do anything about it. And I remember when I was working with the Penn State team back years ago. One of the things they discussed was the technique of a throw and how they want. It was one of the first things in the opening season message was how to take throw-ins. So the session kind of revolves around that and teaching players specifically what you want to do on a dead ball situation here. So we have the player here, and then we have maybe three players that we're looking for to receive the throw-in. And what we're just going to work on here is patterns and where we want not pass shot, where we want the player moving. So maybe we create a set pattern where this player replaces here. This player places here for that person, and then we kind of have a triangle here. This player then runs into the space here for a long throw. And we'll talk about the movement, timing it up, interchange of positions. So this player leaves, the defender follows them. This player takes that space left, then this player runs into the space provided. Now you can go crazy with this. You can do different patterns, different things you want to do. But just the concept of interchange of positions, of moving to space, of getting in a position where you can receive and moving away from your defender. So here we can even talk about how we want these throw-ins. Like this throw-in, if we played the player making this run here, we want the ball to kind of like a through ball, like sliding through them, maybe to the right foot so they could shield it and go through. This player's more maybe like to their, or if they're here, this is maybe more towards like a volley. So we play it a little bit like to their knee so they can volley it back to us. We can play a ball forward to this run here. Maybe this one is to their feet so that they can turn up field and see the entire field. So we're just talking about different ways to deliver throw-ins and just kind of getting that concept across early, the small technical aspects of the throw-in. So from here, what I would do is I would have maybe like three teams here. So perfect. Two teams in the middle, and a team on the outside, and we'll have a timed game. And we're looking for a set number of passes, every 5 passes, 10 passes, whatever that may be, you get a point. But the players on the outside have a ball or a stack of balls, and they can then just pick up and throw. So a ball goes out of bounds, yellow as last touch, goes out of bounds. Black can immediately check the space and receive a quick throw-in. So we're talking about not turning off on the throw-in. It makes it an immediate attacking situation. How many times has a ball boy thrown a quick throw and we were able to get a ball downfield quickly before the other team had set up, or vice versa. So just we're working on technique for the players in red. We're working on positioning for the players in black and yellow, who are now opposed. Now you could add opposition to the previous one, but with the set pieces, it's kind of like they know where they're going to go. They're anticipating it, so you can run into that, unless you want the players to be able to be executed with the other team knowing what's going on. But here we're seeing true opposition. So by creating that space, by backing up here, or making this run here, we're creating situations in which the throw-in is creating an advantage. The throw-in is creating something where we're attacking space and they get points for it and are able to use it in a more game-like situation. So this one I think is pretty interesting. What we have here is, let me give me a square. So we're more working on kind of our attacking forward throws here. Get like pug goal here, pug goal here, all sides. And one here. So same kind of deal. We're gonna have 3 teams. Team on the outside is going to have, shouldn't delete these guys, is going to have they're going to be holding a ball or have a pile of balls here, and black here. So let's say black is playing keep away here. They're trying to maintain possession. Black loses the ball. Immediately yellow is on a breakaway here. They can then run off. Player in red is going to throw them a ball, and we play it live to the bigger grid, and it makes it bigger. And we're kind of creating that situation of like, okay, there's a turnover, we got throw in. Can we attack forward space? And really working on that concept of, all right, we've got it. We want to look forward. We want to attack the space. We want to get going. We don't want to sit there, because if you sit there, right, if you don't go quickly here, the player in black is going to be able to get in front here and block this off and not create a situation where it's going to be very difficult to get a ball going forward, and they might have to change direction. There's a couple of things you do here, like you can limit touches outside of the box. You can limit the number of players going outside the box. You can make the box bigger. You can make the goals further away. Kind of vary it to whatever you're looking for here. But the general concept is a transition moment of, okay, we're defending. They're keeping the ball. Oops, they lost the ball. How can we exploit this space? How can we attack this with a throw-in? What's the right technique? If I overcook this one, it's going to roll out of bounds, and he's going to receive the ball. The player in yellow is going to receive the ball over here. That's no good. How can I get it? How can I receive this body shape-wise? Like if I'm turning my hips this way and the ball's coming this way, how can I then take that on to goal and try to attack that? So a couple different concepts, but again, just predominantly focused on, attacking throw-ins, not just playing something to maintain possession, attacking the open space after a throw-in. So we'll reset, clear from here, and then we're going to go into, I want to get a full game here. There we go. Full game here. And before I get into my full scrimmage, maybe you have coaches, extra goalies, whatever that may be, but I'm going to play a full scrimmage here, but I'm going to have those designated players on the outside for throw-ins. So any out of bounds here, you have 1 or 2 on each side. They're trolling the field with the ball. Maybe you do a half field if you don't have enough. You want in a smaller space. You want more throw-ins. But essentially, we have that quick throw. We have people with the ball ready to go. Sometimes I think players are trying to use it. Use the throw-in as like, okay, this is my break. And I see a lot of times like players like turn off. And I can't tell you how many times we've had a situation where it's like not from the throw-in, but it's your throw-in, it goes in. Player is like not really paying attention. Someone's made a backside run, and that second or third ball now is a goal because we've lost focus. We're not really paying attention. We've lost that mental acuity that we had because we were like, okay, break, throw in. So this is really focused on, hey, the ball's out, don't stop. Now you're positioning, you're jockeying for positioning, you're looking for the best spot to then go and attack and make sure that you're finding the space available and losing your markers and making runs and using some of the patterns we worked on in the beginning of the session to then try to lose your marks, attack space, and go forward quickly. And just getting that repetition in. And then from here, I'm clearing out all the guys from the side, just going straight 11v11. And then we're hoping that within this sense of the game, we find a couple of instances in which we're able to attack space and go after them and, utilize the different set pieces we talked about in the first drill of the session. So one of the questions I have for you guys, and I'd love to see you mention this in the comments, is how do you work around set piece sessions? I think set piece sessions for me personally are some like, if I only had 11 players, I think it would be fine. But you have, for high school, I'm anywhere between 18 to 25 players. A lot of guys are sitting around. A lot of guys are waiting. They get in. They weren't paying attention. They don't know what's going on. Hey, you got to be paying attention. But it's hard for them because they're just kind of standing around. It's not like a session with high energy and stuff like that. So I really struggle with implementing some set pieces into our sessions without just being, all right, this is a set piece session. We got to get through it. Just memorize these plays and we're gonna go through it. I've had some good ones. I've had some ones that I think where we've integrated it well and created a lot of repetitions and had some fun drills. But I think it's always one of my most challenging sessions. But I think with the run that we had for my team in states this year, we had 3 set piece goals. So it does pay off in the end. But how do you guys work through that? How do you make those sessions interesting and engaging for players as much as possible? So once again, my name is Matt Carroll with World Class Coaching, and with the help of Academy Sports Coach 2025. I hope the session finds you well.